to this particular instance, though...
Do you think they know about Mulder and Scully?
Do you mean about Mulder and Scully being romantically involved?
It's possible. Why don't you go ask them?
The idea was you're supposed to take a photo of the sedan's license plate as it's pulling away. Yet again, for seemingly pointless ends, seeing as the plate isn't registered and therefore doesn't help in any way. And the simplest way to do that is just pull out your camera and wait for that perfect moment. Alternatively, you can pull out your FBI badge, yeah, like these guys have no idea who you are, scare them off and rush to pull your camera from your inventory. Which is actually relatively easy to do with the PS1 controller, or I would assume, on the PC, but a living nightmare to accomplish with the PS2 analog controls. Or, for no real reason besides just for the heck of it, you can pull your gun, end your game, wonder if Skinner even realised because he still stood there listening to his iPod, and encounter problem number 6! Bet you thought I'd forgotten about those, didn't you? Again, this is a very personal gripe that nobody else has probably paid much attention to, and is likely only an issue with the PlayStation version. But if there's one piece of advice I can give whilst playing this game, it would be save! Save often! And, more importantly, be sure to make lots of separate save point slots in case one of those multiple choice selections do go awry. Most console games now punish you in some way for saving even once. But there's no worry about that here, so do it. You'll thank me later. But what does this have to do with problem number 6, I hear you ask? Well, as much as I love watching Wilmore getting shot over and over again, there's a frustrating inconsistency as to whether dying summons the try again screen, or just the main menu in one big, ha ha, I've completely forgotten that you even played this game, so you're gonna have to start all over again. It's not that I take issue with being essentially punished for dying, but I wish the designers had decided which of the two to implement and stuck with it. It's not even as if it depends on how difficult a shot or move or decision you have to make is. I once died due to a very bad path choice near the end of the game, which I'll cover later, and the game was ended, whereas another time I looked away for some reason, missed a ridiculously easy shot, and got given the chance to redeem myself. Go figure. So, we take the evidence just collected to the crime lab, have a chat that struggles desperately to flesh out the characters with Amos.
Hey, Mr. Wilmore. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Hey, John, how have you been?
Bored. I hope you have something real exciting for me.
I'll do my best.
So, what have you got?
You working on anything good?
Nope. It's been very slow. I count on you FBI guys to keep my life interesting.
How's your wife?
Ex, you mean? She's good. She's taking the kids to her mom's for Easter. Yours?
My wife?
No, your ex-kids. Yeah, your wife.
Good, I guess. We haven't really spoken in a while. Hey, don't you owe me $1?
From what, that basketball game? No way, that crooked partner of yours cheated.
Cook? He never cheated a day in his life.
Don't hold your breath over that buck. The boys in the crime lab are officially protesting.
And learn that not only is most of the evidence pointless...
One slug. Looks like a .38. It's not in very good shape. Standard stuff, I guess?
Yeah, I dug it out of a hunk of wood.
You got it.
But he can't run a DNA match with the blood.
What's this, blood?
Very good.
You got a target to match it to? I can tell you the blood type, but without a target for a DNA test, there's not much I can do. What's the case?
A couple of missing FBI agents. We think the blood may belong to one of them.
That's too bad. I'd suggest you have the Cycrime Lab in DC run it. They could probably match it against the current agent database pretty quickly.
I hate this game. And then just as quickly we're back at the good old field office to look up the car registration number, which matches something in the government's motorcade, but it's so hush-hush.
Very hush-hush.
Oi, that's what I said! That we have no access to its details. Do a background check on Wong to learn that he lied about where he was from. And then it's time to head into the large conference room to debrief Skinner on our findings. Savour and make the most of this scene though, as it's the last time we'll be seeing his royal baldness again in the rest of the game. Which, sadly, of course, can only mean it's all downhill from here.
Why were we being followed?
Dude, you're riding with the Skin Man! Who wouldn't want to tail that?
I don't know, but whoever's involved in this case isn't afraid of the FBI. There could be an underworld connection.
What do you think that powdered lead is being used for?
I don't know, that one has me really stumped. It could be a byproduct of weapons manufacture. I suggest you conduct a little research.
Why are they making such a big deal out of this stuff? For f***'s sake, Amos has already told us that there was absolutely nothing odd or illegal about it. It's lead, and it was securely boxed up until you vandalised it in an industrial accident-prone warehouse. So move on! I mean, my God! If they found a cooler full of bottled Kool-Aid in the office, would that have become the centre of attention for the case?
Oh yeah!
Can you imagine? Assistant Director, I'm troubled by the amount of refreshment being contained in this cooler. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It could mean assassins have been hanging out here waiting for random FBI agents to turn up. We better send a couple samples back to DC and track down where they were made up. Rather disturbingly, that might be more entertaining at the moment.
You think Wong is involved?
I don't know, did you get the sense that he knew more than he was telling you?
He's definitely hiding something. Is there any connection with the decline in fishing?
I don't see any obvious connection. Port fishing isn't a federal offense.
Poor writing definitely should be, though.
You think the blood belongs to one of your agents?
I can't rule it out. But I'll wait for the test results before making a determination. I suggest you do the same, Agent Wilmore.
What it means is he's crapping his pants because it really might belong to them, and he wishes Wilmore would stop rubbing that fact in.
AD Skinner, you've got a call on line 1.
This is Skinner. I understand. I have to go back to Washington immediately. I'll take some of the blood back to the lab in DC for analysis. I want you to begin surveillance on that warehouse tonight. These two agents are very important to me.
And that's it. He just walks out never to be seen again with no excuse for his disappearance. Also, is it just me, or was that possibly the shortest phone call ever? Who was it? His secretary demanding he get back immediately because she's missing his presence? Scully's mom telling him off for missing dinner with her last night? It's nice to know that Skinner actually does work with other agents besides Mulder and Scully, but the TV show always made it clear that there are about 24 assistant directors at the Bureau. Surely one of those can deal with whatever he's being called back for. Aside from the fact that only 2 agents and their boss work here, I presume he took it upon himself to head out to Seattle and help with the investigation instead of just calling or emailing them because of his friendship with the missing duo. So, unless the director just shouted, "Get your bitch ass back here right now!" down the line, or he'd been given the condition that he could only help until he was needed back, why didn't he put up any resistance? Why didn't he just tell them that there's crates of Kool-Aid, industrial grade lead to ponder over, damn it? I'm sorry to get irate over such a stupid thing, but he's our only real connection to the TV show at the moment. And he's just leaving? Without a goodbye or a pleasure to have worked with you, Agent Handshake?